Rishus, my mom, Brother Hofberg. First, I just wanted to thank everyone for all their love and support over the last month. Especially a special mention to Rabbi Hofberg. He really did above and beyond everything in the last month. So, these are the Torah Shlilu Mishmas, Rabbi Yitzchak Meir ben Rav Gershom. So my father liked to push us to grow in our learning and expand our Torah knowledge, and he gave us incentives to make different siyumim. And so, I mean, obviously, for Shloshim, everyone makes a siyum, but special fitting that we should be making a siyum Lila Mishmas, my father. I've encouraged people to do more. So one story I wanted to say that my father was very into nature. He loved doing gardening. My parents went to Yosemite a couple months ago, and I think it was like last summer, we had a nest with eggs in our backyard, and my father was so excited to perform Shiluch HaChaim, and he set up a ladder and told people about the nest that we had. People came to do the mitzvah, and he looked into all the halachos. You should make a bracha, not make a bracha, and he really got excited about the mitzvah. And he also pushed other people to do a little bit more, even if just a little bit, whether it's a kid saying Yigdal in shul, or an adult saying the Haftorah. He just pushed people to do a little bit more. A lot of people might ask, what's the value of doing a little bit? There's a lot to do. What's a little bit going to accomplish? So, Avos Rabbi Noam tells a story about a shepherd who was grazing his flock in the field, and he came across a rock, and there was a steady drip on the rock, drop after drop, and he saw that there was a hole that was created in the rock. And he said, if water, which is so soft, can make a hole in the rock, so too Torah can penetrate my heart also. This shepherd eventually, from this story, became Rabbi Akiva that we all know. So the question is, the first drop, do you think that the first drop had any impact? Did it do anything? So the answer is, of course it did. If the first drop didn't do anything, that means that every other drop after that would be the first drop also. So we see the power of even a small drop can make an impact and can penetrate a hard rock, even just a little bit. The Gemara in Shabbos on Kufim Zayin on the days says that there were two towns, Pragaisa and Diumsis. Pragaisa had very fine wine, and Diumsis had very good bathhouses. And anyone who would partake of these material things would forget the important things in life. And it says that the great Rabbi Elazar ben Arach, he partook of these things, and he forgot his learning. And instead of saying Hachodesh Hazel Lachem, which we said it's past Shabbos, he said Hacherish Haya Libam, meaning the heart is deaf. The Kosker Rebbe says on that, what are the difference in the letters between Hacherish Haya Libam and Hachodesh Hazel Lachem? The Reish of Hacherish and Dalet of Hachodesh, the Yud of Haya, Hacherish Haya, and Hachodesh Hazeh, the Yud to the Zayin, and Libam to Lachem, the Beis to the Chaf. If you look at all those differences, it's really just a tiny little drop. In order to go from Hacherish Haya Libam, is that your heart is deaf, to Hachodesh Hazel Lachem is creating new beginnings. All it takes is just a little bit of drop. And really all we can do is try our best and do a little bit, but ultimately everything is in HaKadosh Baruch Hu's hands. There's a concept in Chazal of Habalatar Messianosa. As long as you try Habalatar, you come and try to purify ourselves, Messianosa, Hashem will help us. Rabbi Salanter says that all you're obligated to do is try, not to succeed. Whether you succeed or not, that's all in Hashem's hands. Rashi in last week's parsha says that when Moshe wanted to set up the Mishkan, he tried, but he couldn't. Rashi says, "Asok ata biyadecha v'nir k'mekimo v'hu nizkaf v'kam eila." Hashem told Moshe, all you have to do is try and set up the Mishkan, and ultimately the Mishkan will set up by itself. And the pasuk in Parak Mem, pasuk Yizayin says, Hukam HaMishkan. Rashi says there, Hukam Elam, that the Mishkan was set up by itself. The next pasuk says, Vayakam Moshe. Hukam Elam, how could it be Vayakam Moshe? So Rashi's telling us that even though Hukam Elam, it was set up by itself, but since Moshe tried, Vayakam Moshe, it's considered as if Moshe himself set up the Mishkan. So a lot of times people get inspired, whether it's a davening, a yontif. Unfortunately, sometimes when someone passes away, it puts things into perspective. But how do we make these things real? How do we make these things last? So the pasuk in Shir Hashirim says, "In ta'iru vim te'oru esahava ad shetechbas." And the Ramban says, when you have a hisorus im ta'iru vim te'oru, you have to put something into a chayfetz. You have to solidify the inspiration that you got and take action and to make concrete changes in our lives. To conclude, I just wanted to say one very apropos word that I heard from Rabbi Blech in YU a couple weeks ago. That we say in the Siyam, Hadron Allah. So what exactly does Hadron Allah mean, and why are we saying it in the Siyam? So the Mishnah in Pirkei Avos says, Meir Omer, Kol shochech davar echad mimishnaso, malal hakasav kilu mischayev b'nafsho. If someone forgets their learning, their chayev misa, whatever exactly that means. What it most likely means probably is if someone doesn't do the proper chazara, they don't review their learning, and that causes them to forget. But the reality is, let's say someone is learning Masechtas Brachos, you can't stay on Masechtas Brachos your whole life. You have to keep moving forward. So how could we say that mischayev b'nafsho? So Rabbi Blech explained that there's a concept of shikha. If someone's collecting their peiros, the grain in the field, but they forget something behind, whatever they leave behind, it goes to the poor people. However, the Mishnah in Peah says that if when you leave the field you have in mind that you're going to come back, it's not considered as if you forgot. So therefore, we say in the Siyam, Hadron Allah, that even though we have to move forward, but we still have in mind that we're going to come back. So it's not considered as if we forgot. Life must move on, and we must march forward. But we always think of you as we try to follow in your footsteps and carry with us everywhere we go the values which you imbued within us, whether actively or most likely passively by just observing you. Whether we're standing up for what was right, being osek b'tzarek tzibor, or just trying to do a little bit more, both yourself as well as encouraging others to do so. You will always be with us through all the ups and downs, which HaKadosh Baruch Hu throws our way. Hadron Allah Abba.